All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Traversing the Veil. Yes, this is one of my homegrown D&D campaigns set in my weird, messed up campaign setting, and the people below me are just too polite to go, Jody, you annoy us. So, announcements. I can officially announce now, because the schedule has been released, I am officially going to be one of the streamers for Zuthon. It happens... Yeah. It happens not this Friday, but it starts next Thursday or Friday. It starts next week. I will be doing a Link to the Past randomizer run. The second of the weekend, because Forrest Minish is doing, I think, a crowd-controlled randomizer run earlier, and then somebody else plays something, and then I get to come in. And I think I've officially decided I'm going to be doing the inverted Master Sword pedestal run with randomized bosses, just because I hate myself. I don't randomize the enemies, because every so often you will get a red Igor that just randomly shows up in a room where you have to kill everything, and red Igors can only be killed with the bow. So the bow becomes super important. And you won't be able to get past dungeons.
And I could say get trolled on in one dungeon and just push you right into Mother Spikes.
I've had the one that has annoyed me the most is I've had the last dungeon I have to do to get my last pendant to get to the Master Sword pedestal, which is how you beat this one, and it turns out to be Trinex. And I don't have either of the rods, and so Trinex is unbeatable. So anyway, please tune into that. The Zuthon will be supporting Direct Relief, which is an amazing charity. We've worked with them for a few years now. In addition to that, if we raise enough money, I don't know what the incentive for this is yet, I will also be running a special episode of Realms of the Wild. Which one of the people may actually be involved in that. So that'll be a lot of fun. I haven't actually written the adventure yet for it, but
I'll be sending you my list of magical items that I would like for
Spellbook. But I have an idea that I have to float past the rest of the players. That I might do something weird, so we will see. I don't know, but yeah, check out Zuthon. Like I said, Direct Relief, great charity. We've been working with them for a couple years now, and they I think most of their stuff right now is has been COVID-19 relief kind of stuff, but they help out with natural disasters around the world. They're a great charity organization. The only other announcement, my review of the Transformers RPG by Renegade Studios went live a few hours ago. So check it out, youtube.com/TraderJody. I like my in-depth reviews. Some other people like them too. I emphasize some. And it's a cool thing. If you've ever wanted to be a Transformer, there you go. And it's fun. And it's cool. And I like it.
Please continue. I will be right back.
Okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
Other than that, I guess I should mention, for those of you that watch my randomizer run, there will be a magical, mystical voice accompanying me, which you guys might recognize as one of the voices in this chat thing. Yes, Imp has decided to be my co-streamer person, so while I'm cursing getting another 10 arrows, he will be laughing at me. So.
Hey,
I could pretend to be Bull. I could pretend to be Bull and finally give him a voice.
I mean, Bull has a voice. It's typically Trainer Jody's.
Yeah, big 20 after big 20 after big 20.
We'll see what happens.
I see you're trying very hard. Have you tried doing better?
I don't currently have that function.
I had an
Meat
episode
sack.
of my parody RPG
You're
campaign.
the only one who's called Meat Sack.
You know.
The Mighty Extreme Heroes, or meh. And I turned them into the Revengers, which is legally distinct enough to not infringe upon a copyrighted entity. And so one of them, played by Gilda Vlogsmith, was, I think it was Electroman. You can guess what that was in reference to. And so he had his suit of armor with a little voice. And so throughout the entire thing, I got to play the little voice. And so I just did my best Jarvis impression, insulting him incessantly. He'd be like, Jarvis, do this. It's like, I would, sir, if you would stop getting hit in the face. Perhaps blocking their shots with your face is not the best use of your time. Perhaps I would be able to do more if you weren't constantly breaking me. I had a blast just sassing Gil for an hour.
That sounds awesome.
I can
Where
do
is
that.
that? May I
can-
watch that?
I think I
is on
have
his
that
YouTube.
on my YouTube channel. So
Is it?
yeah, the Mighty Extreme Heroes were split between my YouTube channel and an old collab channel I used to do called the All for Geek Alliance.
Oh yeah.
So all of my including my my old D&D show D&D High is all on the All for Geek Alliance. Anyway, I think we should probably play some D&D. Does that sound like something we could do?
Yeah, we're getting kind of a
Sure.
late start this time.
Yeah.
This is the realm start time.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
I've
pushed
got-
it off.
I've gotten far too used to realms. All right, so
It always
It's time
starts the
for
same
us.
way. Sorry we're late, guys. We spent another 15 minutes before the stream started, 15 minutes late, to talk about all the stuff we're not going to tell you about what we were talking about.
Oh
we
no, pre-realms is not anything to do with realms. Pre-realms is like,
Oh, I know.
oh, well, my paperwork. Oh, this musical. Oh, this. Oh, that.
Yeah, we
Did
get a
you
lot
know?
of musical talk. Here, we talk about Power Rangers and how Gokaiger was a really awesome Super Sentai show that turned into just a horrible Power Rangers Super Mega Force, and they never acknowledged they were pirates. They have cutlasses and flintlock pistols as their weapons. They have a skull and crossbow on every single one of their helmets. They never go, hey guys, why do we look like pirates? They're Zords. We're a pirate ship. And they're just like, I guess we have pirate powers. Nope, never. They just completely gloss over that we're the Power Rangers pirates. Nope.
What is pirate powers? Scurvy? Everyone has scurvy?
Basically, they were
stealing
Errol
music.
Flynn with helmets. They all, like their suit. The suits are really cool. Like they have like lapels and like popped collars in the power. Like the Super Megaforce suits are really cool looking. And the whole gimmick of that thing for Gokaiger was that all the previous Super Sentai teams had to give up their power to stop this great evil. And so the Gokaigers actually had on their belt, they could take out these different keys that they could put into their morphers, which was also a skull and crossbones, and it would let them use the power sets of previous Super Sentai teams. Because it was the 35th anniversary of season of Super Sentai. And so it was this huge fan service theme. And they brought back old actors from like 20 years previous for it when their suits got featured and stuff like that. Like it was an awesome thing. And then Super Megaforce was just a massive letdown. Because they
So that
never
makes
talked
sense.
about
They're
pirates.
using a key to open a skull and crossbones, so dead things.
And the whole
That's
thing
really
was they were searching for this ultimate power, like traveling through the universe on their magic pirate ship to find this ultimate buried treasure. Like that was the whole theme, is they were looking for this buried treasure. Super
And let's
Mega
not
Force, no, we're not
And-
going to deal with pirates.
And let's not forget that the Red Ranger in the original Sentai, his legitimate name, like on his birth certificate, is Captain Marvelous.
Yeah.
Yes! His name was Captain Marvelous. It was so good! Everything about that series is amazing, and everything about Super Mega Force just sucked. It was so
Yeah,
bad. They brought back like 3 former Rangers. From the original Megaforce, which was an adaptation of Goseiger, which was about angels. Like it was angels fighting, angels coming to Earth and protecting the Earth. They turned it into playing cards. They make this big deal about this super big battle where every single Power Ranger that has ever existed comes back to fight these bad guys. And the extended version of that fight is 10 minutes. The actual one that aired on television was 3. 3 minutes for 2 seasons of build-up, and they brought back like 5 old Power Rangers to say 2 lines apiece. Like Tommy gets there and he goes, "Hey, don't worry, I can protect you. Here, grab onto my sword," to a kid.
Yes.
And then my favorite one, they bring back the Lightspeed Rescue. One of them is a firefighter. One of them is a paramedic. And so there's an explosion. The firefighter runs in. He's like saving people and lifting things up. The girl that played the paramedic comes in, takes out a stethoscope, and this woman that's just kind of sitting there, she puts the stethoscope on the woman's shoulder and goes, "You're going to be okay." And that's all she does. It's so funny. She's like, can you have her like check for a broken bone maybe? Like that would be something she'd know how to do, or maybe like use the stethoscope on her heart.
No.
Or
the
anywhere
shoulder
you
is
could
where
hear
she
her
really
lungs.
keeps her
Maybe
heart.
she's checking if there's fluid in there. No, it was her shoulder. I'm
Makes
sorry,
sense.
folks. Power
Your
Rangers.
shoulder sack's gonna be okay.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds
Okay,
like, yep,
their
there's
costumes are
boats
really
in
cool.
there. Sorry, folks. I know no one else cares about Power Rangers as much, but if you haven't guessed from my shelf of Power Ranger stuff, I'm a fan.
Yeah, they can't even see the entire shelf because your screen crops it out.
Oh yeah. I have lots of Power Rangers things. I have a Morpher up there. I have my Dragon Dagger around here somewhere. I have to figure out where it is. Yes, I have an actual Green Ranger Dragon Dagger. One day I am going to get a Green Ranger helmet. That is my
Do
ultimate
it.
thing that I want, is my Green Ranger. Specifically, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Green Ranger. Other Green Rangers are fine. You know, Trip was really cool in Time Force. Adam made a cool Green Ranger, but I need that Dragon Ranger helm. Anyway, maybe we
You know, he's supposed to be a showing here in Kansas. He's going to be at one of the comic book stores.
JDF goes everywhere. Like
Yeah.
JDF other than the fact that I've heard from a few sources he can sometimes act slightly diva-ish to some conventions. He's always super great with his fans. And it's been like isolated incidents where people go, yeah, he was kind of a dork to us, but most people, like almost everyone that's met JDF, says he's a great guy, and he's good friends with Johnny and Bosch, who I know for a fact is a wonderful person.
Yep.
So yeah, one of these days we need to get Johnny and Bosch in Critical Role, because that would be
yeah,
amazing. 'Cause I know him and Matt
eventually.
Mercer know each other.
Heck yeah.
All right, now maybe we could play some D&D. All right, so no more Power Rangers talking.
Oh, God.
So now to return to Traversing the Veil. Sometimes a job is a job. Sometimes it's a little bit more. The party, after having a bit of a rough start in the city of Abia, had a strange man approach them, claiming to be part of Anonymity, the Assassin's Guild that runs Abia, along with Misdirection, the Thieves Guild. This man told them that someone had taken an assassination contract without talking to Anonymity, and they needed to be taught a lesson. So the party was sent to assassinate the assassins. They made plans. Plans fell through. Plans didn't fall through. Lawn furniture was acquired. And as they were attempting to finish their job, a mysterious person appeared, teleporting and finishing off one of the final people. As they dealt with the one person that surrendered, eventually their newest acquaintance took it upon themselves to end the prisoner's life because the job had been no survivors. They went back to their contact, were paid for their job, and also found a little bit of extra payment that was meant to pay for the assassination. Now the party has been given use of a room for a day or two, and they have to deal with this new Eladrin and figure out exactly what their deal is. So, by this point, you all have had a chance to get some rest in this remarkably large suite. And knowing that your time in the suite is effectively going to be up, all of you have kind of exited and are on the kind of main floor of the hotel. You can see a bar / restaurant kind of area to your right, and then obviously the place that you guys are in is just the lobby. So there are all little tables and things set up here for people to just kind of relax when they don't want to be sequestered in their rooms. So what would you all like to do?
Well, first things first, we should probably take this loot back to the ship, check in on Thomas.
Okay.
Oh my god, yeah.
He didn't know what we were up to.
I mean, you guys have
Oh, that's right,
kept
your
him,
pet.
kept him updated. So as you guys head out into the town itself, all around you, you start hearing whispers and kind of talk from everyone. The incident from the day before has now become much more public knowledge. Before it was kind of isolated to the area immediately around where these multiple bodies just fell 200 feet and splatted all over the ground. Now most of the city is starting to talk about it. Probably for some of you, the most interesting aspect of this is just how casually people are mentioning it. It's almost kind of water cooler talk, like, oh, did you see Seinfeld yesterday? Yeah. Did you see the bodies that got splattered on the floor? Oh yeah, I heard that it was this, and this. And so people are just kind of very nonchalantly talking about pretty grisly murders. But the prevailing rumor going around is that these people had upset anonymity and paid for it. But there are no current suspects that the town guards are looking for. They have declared the crime unsolvable. Whomever did this was very, very good at what they did and left no clues. Which all of you know is a bold-faced lie, but... So, as you continue to go through Ebbia...
Cut us walking like Leonardo DiCaprio down the sidewalk.
As you continue going through Ebbia, you eventually get to the kind of back alley place where you have to kind of go through, and you get to your ship, and you see your ship is still there, but there is a strange gentleman sitting on a mooring station thing. Basically a thing where you tie a big old rope to keep your ship from going away. That just seems to be very patiently waiting for you.
Oh,
And
what
as
fresh
he
ale is
and
this?
as you come in, he has like a big kind of almost floppy hat, and he's wearing kind of multiple folded in amongst themselves robes. As he comes in, he kind of just tilts his head up and nods at you and just kind of waits for you guys to come over.
Oh, what the frig is this?
So what do you guys want to do?
Someone you know?
Like, oh, you still freaking hit. Oh, God.
But I've known she was here the whole time. You forgot?
Who do you think is carrying the lawn chair right now?
Ogun.
Oh, good point.
So as you sit there and you guys are talking amongst yourself, you see him kind of press on his knees and get up. And as he gets up, you see him kind of stretch, and then he bends at the waist and just falls forward into this weird kind of bow. And gets up. Hello there!
I thought I was
Lovely to finally meet someone as accomplished as you.
And I thought I was extra.
Oh, forgive me. I haven't introduced myself. I am, and he kind of wanders over. And as he wanders over, he like kind of sways and he almost looks like waves in himself as he kind of comes over. And the first person he goes up to is Owie, and he just kind of reaches his hand out and goes, "Hello there. I am Bartholomew, at your service." And he just leaves his hand out there in front of you.
I hesitantly shake his hand.
And as you put your hand in his, he kind of reaches up and he kind of kisses your hand. Wonderful to meet such a lovely dragonborn. And you, my good sir. And he turns over to Smegwick. Puts his hand out.
Mage hand.
Ah! A man after my own heart. If my heart had anything in it that was magical in the least bit, which it doesn't, but it's lovely to meet you. Your name, good sir?
Smegwick.
Lovely to meet you, Smegwick. And he turns big, like his robes that are kind of just all over him, kind of flow and sway with him. He turns, and you, my good musical friend?
I am. Reggie just kind of quickly looks at everyone else. You may call me Reggie, good sir.
Wonderful to meet you, Reggie. And he turns to Arai. And who is this very attractive young fellow?
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna have Arai just kind of do a sort of half bow. I'm Arai.
Yes, you are. Very much so. And you? And Venus kind of...
Crexy.
Or Crexy, thank you. Crexy kind of looks at him weird. She kind of moves a little bit, and Ogun moves forward. This is Ogun. Ah! Lovely to meet you as well. So, you're probably wondering why I'm here. Aren't you?
Pretty much, yeah.
You didn't realize that anyone knew that your lovely little ship was here, did you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
That was kind of the point you paid for
The ship.
extra protection. So that people wouldn't find you. And then I went and found you, so it didn't really work.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Curious, is it hard to miss?
well, it's you guys have to go through a couple back alleys to get here, and the buildings here are very, very tall and have no windows that overlook this little private dock. So this
Ah, I
actually
see.
is fairly well hidden.
it's
Okay.
docked, but it's like a private parking spot.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, I'm here to tell you that your money was fairly well spent. Someone that isn't me would not have been able to find you. So good job. Very good job. You should be proud of yourself and those little crow beings that were they were good for you. So wonderful, yes? But I'm a special kind of person, and well, you
I picked up on that immediately.
you seem to have gotten yourself some very good friends. Friends.
I got a friggin' idea what you're talking about, friend.
That is the correct way to go about this. Yes, I figured that would be how you would deal with this. Well, I happen to have some friends as well. And, well, they're interested in the fact that you became such good friends so quickly with some very, very important people. So they were wondering if you wouldn't mind maybe having dinner with us. Just a little meet and greet. They'd like to meet you. Maybe have some conversations about the job, or not if you prefer not to talk about it. It's perfectly fine. But people that become friendly with certain people, well, we like to know about them.
First thing Smegwick is going to do is he's investigating this guy. Does he have a pen, or does he have anything else that might signify he belongs to the other side? Misdirection.
Make me an investigation check.
I swear to God, I switched to new dice. 9.
9. There are so many kind of folds in his robes and overlapping bits of cloth and that. If he did have something that was going to indicate allegiance with something, you would have a hard time finding it. There's just so much kind of material everywhere. Even his hands are mostly covered by the sleeves, and he wears these kind of fingerless gloves underneath them that have bits kind of falling off them. Like he looks kind of shabby, but he doesn't like come with the other trappings of people that are down on their luck, like really horrible scents and things like that. He actually seems fairly well kept, except his dress is just very weird.
Mm.
So, if you all would like, you can join us for dinner tonight. It's a lovely restaurant. You haven't been anywhere near it, because you haven't been to that side of the city yet. But it's called The Bell and the Bauble. And if you just go in there and say, I am expected, they will take you right to our table. It's very fine dining. It's on level 4. But I don't think you guys will have any problem getting there, will you?
I suppose we don't.
I don't think so.
Good. Well, it's lovely meeting all of you. And I do hope I see you for dinner tonight.
Okay.
Very well.
And again, he just kind of collapses from the waist and bows down, gets up, and kind of sways his way out.
Doodles.
Bye.
Well, that certainly happened.
What the frig was that?
I.
Certainly something else.
So, what would you all...
So, it's the morning right now?
Yeah. Early morning, or mid-morning.
Okay.
Like 9-ish. Maybe 10.
Okay, let's get on the friggin' ship. I want to check the thing over.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thomas!
That I looks to her eye. You seem to have gotten invited to that. You can come on board if you want. We may have to talk about things.
All right.
That invitation got directed to you just as much as it did us.
True. He did seem quite nice.
So we come on board. I think the first thing we do is like just go, Thomas!
As you come on, you see him. You hear nothing at first, and then you hear this tung tung, and something falls. He's like, all right, I'm here.
Oops.
Oh, thank God, it's you.
Was someone else here?
Well, I mean, not really, but there was a weird
Besides the Kenku.
bloke outside that was like he just
Okay.
was there.
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was. I mean, you guys were all doing your thing and assassinating people, and I know
Shut up!
no one's around here now. We're in the bloody boat.
And there was a creepy guy you didn't know just sitting outside the boat. You didn't... We're being careful. Just saying.
I'm just saying. There's
Yeah, to-go box. He's like, Mage Hand just floats over his to-go box. Steak and potato, even reheated, is probably better than everything we've been able to have on the ship for a while.
It's awfully nice that you brought him food.
so.
That's the least
Sorry,
you can do for
I'm
him.
looking through like 7 different things right now.
We brought him food. We brought him food before. He's
Yep.
on the ship.
Yeah. So he goes, oh, this looks lovely, and he goes and he goes back to his room to eat it. Oh, the a little bird people,
Yeah.
they was asking for you. I said something about repairs. I don't know. They're really hard to understand, to be perfectly honest. Like they just repeat things that other people say, and then they try and sling them into a sentence, but it doesn't work that way. And the voices change randomly, like it's weird stuff. Anyway.
Sounds like Kenku were here.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Kenku. You're with the Temple Sovereignty. You never ran into Kenku before.
Very interesting.
Are you talking to me or him?
No, Thomas.
Okay.
And Joe, I believe if I recall, I think they were doing minor repairs on the ship after our last foray.
Technically, I don't think you guys authorized, because they would have asked for payment, if they were doing any sort of repairs. So I don't think you guys authorized them to do.
Maybe they were inspecting.
But they did. Yeah, they did. Look around. Sorry.
Well, we did have a minor tussle with a sea serpent, veil serpent.
Stop that.
Oh gods, I hope none of those friggin' mushroom things were on the sides of our ship. We got them all.
Yeah, we did. Hopefully.
Is
I
this
think we got
safe
them all,
to
'cause-
be on?
No, we got them. No, because we pissed one of them off, and then they all kind of like tried to zerg us.
All right. Sorry. So, Thomas is off of eating. What do the rest of you guys want to do?
Well, if it,
Before we go check with the Kenku, yeah, that's the thing about whether or not we're going to the Bell and Bauble.
well, what time is it right now? Like, or was that already answered?
Yeah, it's like
It's like early, yeah.
9:30.
Okay, and if they're inviting us to dinner, so we got like literally all day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So on the one hand, this is possibly more work. On the other hand, I am worried that this is now the other side. Misdirection.
Hmm. Well, since we don't exactly want to possibly get in the way of misdirection here, might take a little bit of time, even though we definitely have all day before this little dinner party we got invited to. He just kind of like, yes.
If there's anyone we can possibly check out that might know we could possibly check out like one is the Bell and the Bauble a hangout of anyone in particular, and does anyone know this guy named Bartholomew?
Well, perhaps one of us, and I'm willing to do this myself, one of us could check out the Bell and the Bauble early, like right around opening time, kind of get a lay of the land, and then come back here. Then we come up with some kind of game plan.
I was thinking about checking that out. Then I looked to her eyes, like, you seem to know someone. And
She's
that one lady.
She's on her own adventure now.
So you don't know anyone else there?
No, I've never been here.
Eh.
Wait a minute. How long have you been here?
Not very long. How long have I been here?
Effectively, you showed up. I think the day after you got here was effectively when you were given, or the day you got here was when you were given the job, and then the job was effectively the next day. So you've been here for like 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
Which isn't half bad for the amount of money you made for 2-3 days work. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
not bad at all. A couple days.
Interesting.
But I haven't had a chance to see anything. And this seems like a fun town.
Oh, it is already. Well, if no one else is going to do anything, I'll take just a couple of that little perk money that we got here. Not all of it, just a tiny little bit. I'll head over and check out this Bell and the Bauble myself, figure out what kind of clientele it usually caters to. Once I feel like I've been there enough, I'll swing on back, meet up with you guys. We'll come up with some kind of game plan.
Yeah, at the very least, check it out. See what they. Yeah, like you said, I'll check with the Kenku and maybe do a little bit of shop myself. Looks through his virtual book. Maybe might get a few things to slot into this baby.
So, what you mentioned this already, Jody? What level is the Bell and the Bauble on? Was that 4? Okay.
4.
And what level is our ship on? Just so I know how long of a walk it's gonna. 1. Okay.
Yeah, everything
Okay.
on the first tier is ground floor. That's where the poor people live. Every tier above that gets more wealthy, and thus far you guys have been walking around. You guys have been as far as tier 3, which was relatively nice, wealthy people. That's where you met that couple that invited you to dinner.
Gotcha. Okay. So then, and those little trinkets that anonymity the Assassin's Guild gave us to kind of subtly traverse the levels. Did we only get just one of those, or did we each get one?
One each, yeah.
Oh, one each? Okay, perfect. So I
Yeah.
got mine. All right, so I will take...
Yeah,
I'll
maybe
take...
take care to hide that if you go snooping around there, just to be on the safe
Oh,
side.
not a problem. I'll put it, like, he always wears, like, his classic, like... It's a nobleman's jacket, but he's modded it so that he can actually wear it in battle. So he'll wear it to, like, the inside of his choke so he can, like, quickly flash it.
Oh yes, same
anyone.
thing with Lapilta,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm also going to take just so I have something. I will take 50 gold out of that reward money bag that we stole out of the balcony. So I'll take exactly 50 gold of that. And yeah, I will politely bow to everyone, and I will make my way to tier 4.
Okay. So, getting to an elevator is not difficult, or a lift is not difficult. As you get to the closest lift to your ship, you see this squat dwarf kind of sitting there. You can see he's taking payments and things like that as people walk through, and as you come in, "Oh, excuse me, sir. I'm afraid you're going to have to show me your papers to get on."
Oh, that is not a problem at all, good sir. I have something that might be just a little bit more effective than papers. And I just quickly flash the little badge, and then I just pull my shirt, pull my jacket back.
And you recognize magic being cast, but you haven't seen this particular spell before.
Oh,
Because you watch as he kind of just waves his hand and a document appears there. He goes, "Oh, yes, seems to be all in order," and he hands you the document back.
thank you very much, good sir. If you would kindly let me be on my way to exactly tier 4, that will be greatly appreciated. And I tip him 1 of those golds.
And as you lay it in his hand, he just closes it, and it's gone.
Oh, I love it when that happens.
As you go in, you feel a strange sensation as the ground glows for a second, and then everything changes. And your ears kind of pop as the rather significant difference in elevation happens, and you were on tier 4.
Huh.
You're actually kind of surprised because most of the lifts here are exactly that. They move, but for whatever reason, this one uses just kind of really standard teleportation magic.
Huh. Well, it's been a while since I've had one of those. All right, so I exit the lift. How nice is this tier?
You are starting to feel very much at home as you step out. The first thing you notice is that the tier itself, you're familiar with this practice in some very kind of wealthy neighborhoods and estates and things like that, where they will actually have generally either low-ranking wizards or sorcerers or students. Is a really common job for students. Is their job is to literally walk around the estate using prestidigitation to make it smell pleasant. Generally, it'll be things like vanilla flowers, sometimes lavender, whatever particular scent that particular master has decided that they prefer. And so as you step out, you smell lilacs.
Ooh.
And everything around here, you can see people. There are some people that are walking around, but you actually see quite a few. I can't remember the word for them. But the thing where people carry carriages around.
Palanquin?
Yeah, there we go.
Palanquin.
Palanquin, there we go. So you actually see palanquins going around fairly regularly. And there's almost kind of like a traffic to it. Which, again, not something that you're 100% uncommon with, but you're not used to seeing this many being used all at once. Like, generally, palanquins are reserved for, state events or things like that. Like this, people use them like cars here.
Wow. Reggie just kind of looks around. I got some time. I think I'll go for a little stroll. And if I happen to come across Bell and the Bobble, I'll just make my way there. But I think I'll take my time.
Okay.
And he's just gonna casually take a walk.
Okay. As that is happening, Smegwick, Aoi, and Arai, Reggie has gone off. He's pocketed a little bit of money, so he has some spending money. What do you all want to do? Arai, as you get on the ship itself is nicer than you were kind of expecting based on the people that you had met. And when you finally found out how much they got paid for the job, you're like, that was good money for you. No, that's great. So looking at the ship itself is pretty nice. You can see in the cargo hold, there's a strange little corner of the cargo hold that has like a hammock set up in it and like boxes and stuff that have kind of sequestered it off to where it looks like someone is sleeping in the cargo hold.
Aww.
And at first you thought, oh, that must be their pet. But their pet goes back to his room. So apparently someone sleeps in the cargo hold. But the rest of it, you can see there's some damage to the wall. It looks like something hit. They possibly they ran aground on something or something because there's some bowing on that. But otherwise, it's a nice ship.
I'm impressed. Who sleeps here?
Oh, that's Reggie. He prefers it out here. I don't know.
I thought it was Thomas.
No,
Thomas, you guys have like a passenger
The
quarters.
pet
and-
went to his own room.
Yeah, you
not
actually
a
have
friggin-
because you guys can
not a
take
friggin' pet.
you guys can
But
take
he is in my
passengers
head.
and things like that. So you guys actually have 4 bunks. I can actually
Actually,
I
one
can
of the rooms
move you
has the,
guys to the cargo deck.
Oh, wonderful.
So this is the cargo deck. And as you can see, those are the 4 beds you see down there are actually bunk beds. So you can actually take up to 8 passengers with you, guys. And then in the northern part, that is your kitchen and the dining room. So there's a full oven in there and prep work stuff. You guys don't have a cook, but you have the facilities if you ever wanted to hire one. So, what do you guys want to do?
Well, Reggie's doing that. I guess we ought to talk to the birdies.
So, you guys go out.
Spitwood does momentarily bug Smegwick. What? What do you mean tithe? Oh, there. It's like he hands him a handful of like copper and silver. Like he's like he flies off.
Aw.
He mows off. He's gonna put it on his hoard.
Aw.
Aww.
That's adorable.
I never mentioned this to the other guys. You know, like those hanging braziers, like ships will have. Like they're not the soundest thing to actually have on a ship, where it's a brazier that hangs and it has like fuel for lighting and stuff. But in place of that, that's where Spitwit's hoard hangs from. Various bits of detritus. There's a rat skull in there along with coins.
Sounds legit. It's a good hoard.
So, heading up to the top deck. You guys. I keep forgetting I have monsters on here from previous encounters. You guys have no problems.
This ship has been through some shit.
Yeah. You guys have no problems finding the Kenku as soon as you kind of just like call for them. And you see these 3 little Kenku kind of show up. Shut up, stupid.
Manny Mo Jack. Thomas said you mentioned something about repairs.
Repairs. It's not sound. Repairs. 10 gold.
For the day, for just overall, how it like 10 gold and for like a day, a week.
Good question. They start kind of chitter-chattering with each other for just a second. 2 days, bastard.
10 gold for 2 days. And you guys have asked, like, do you have a list of itemized things you're gonna do?
Repairs.
He takes out paper. Can you write it down? What you're planning on running through? I can't have you just.
You
I'd
see
like
it.
an idea what you're gonna be doing.
He sits there and like for 10 minutes he's just writing
A summation
really
will work.
extensively.
I swear, God, if it says repairs 100 times,
And as he turns it over,
Yeah.
it's this. Actually, it's a pretty nice kind of charcoal drawing of your ship.
Aw.
Repairs.
oh frig, I heard about you guys doing. Good lord.
That is a very nice drawing, though.
Aren't you cute?
I imagine as they were doing it, but their beaks, they were mimicking the sound of a dot matrix.
Repairs. 10 gold.
I mean, the work does need to be done on that. I'm gonna guess someone's gonna have a freaking list of everything you've done to the ship later. I'll trust you to itemize it later.
Repairs.
All right. Good. 10 golds for repairs.
As you hand the 10 gold, another one comes out and goes, upgrade! Wait! There's more! Upgrade!
Oh, frig. God damn it.
Jody, how long have you had this whole Kenku bit planned? I love it.
I did ask him about ship stuff.
What do you want? Upgrade!
But wait, there's more.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind it if the ship could go faster. I don't know if that's something that's doable or not.
Faster. Upgrade! Very expensive.
How much are we talking?
1,000 gold? Upgrade!
Yeah,
Oh, it's definitely worth it. Definitely. Upgrade!
I'm looking to the guys. I'm like, generally looking at Allie, since I know correctly, can't just like, is probably in her whole jotting note schematics. I'm guessing, and because she had to make sure that she's. Oh, I know what Cressy's doing. She's looking for the best spot to put the chair.
Crixie's already in her room and she's feng shuiing the chair.
Let's move from like here to here. She's like, nah, in my room's better.
Every 5 minutes, you're.
I was back upstairs with it sometimes. Moves it back down.
Ogun's starting to complain. Why don't you pick a spot before I move it? Guys didn't know that Ogun could speak, and neither did he. But so the Kenku upgrade.
Looking at Allie, and it's like we could invest in going fast is definitely something a cargo ship at the very least could.
Maybe we should talk about it with Reggie before we make this choice.
Yeah, I figure we do the 2 days first, then we'll talk about upgrade more.
Yeah.
You see them kind of longer. Upgrade now. Short. Button. Go fast.
We'll have an
800 gold.
Oh, now we're down to 800 now, huh? Tell you what, it shouldn't take all day situation, because if Reggie gets back, hopefully we give an answer. We'll give him more informed decision because you'll already be starting the work, and then we'll have the answer for you about the upgrade before the day's end.
Now 800 gold. Later 1,000 gold.
Or no gold.
Now,
2
wait
days.
a minute.
Yeah.
Upgrade important. Go fast, man. The military. Never gonna find you.
I immediately just turned to Alec.
Fastest ship in the Vale.
It is a sound investment. I don't think Reggie. I'm not taking too many liberties here, but I think it could benefit us.
Bastard. And they walk onto the ship to start the repairs.
I'm guessing that's you're just gonna take that as an affirmative.
You've technically already paid them for the repairs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or repairs. Remember which voice.
Kangaroos must be so much fun.
We'll see about getting the 800 later.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping you'd ask for a date and you'd just go Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Yeah, it's like a car salesman.
Exactly.
Surprisingly enough, in order for a Kenku to repeat something, he has to hear it, and they hear a lot of pitches. So most of the language that they've learned have been from salesmen. Salesmen and various sailors. So, while those guys are getting to it, Reggie.
Ready?
He's muted.
Seems
Yeah,
Reggie's
that's it.
busy. So, Arai, as you are...
Reggie's hitting on someone.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Have you returned to us, Reggie?
You're muted.
You are muted.
Yes, I'm still here.
My ability to read lips is limited at best, especially since I have double vision right now. So reading
damn.
two mouths on top of each other is more difficult than it sounds. So going back to you, Reggie, as you're kind of wandering around, you again, you haven't been in this environment in a while. One of the more interesting things about living in a society where everyone is remarkably wealthy is just how much the society doesn't even understand the idea of not just having money to throw around. So as you're walking around, you see, you take no more than about 3 steps when the first person comes up to you and goes, "Oh, you're walking? We can take care of that for you. Simply 20 gold pieces will get you anywhere on the tier for 4 hours."
I feel like I just walked into Wally. Okay. Reggie just kind of like, he'll jump at that. Like, did this guy just come around a corner, or did he just like appear magically? Like, how did this guy happen?
Because you were you're kind of just taking everything in, and the sights and the smells, you didn't really see where he came from. Doing just the briefest bit of mental math, you can see there is a little alcove that he seemed to be standing in that keeps him off the walking path. And as you kind of just glance around, you can see these little alcoves are pretty regular, and sometimes there's people standing in it, and sometimes there aren't.
All right. He's just gonna like look at him for a moment, just kind of look at where he came from, but then he'll just smile and go like, "Oh my good sir, I definitely do appreciate the offer, and you are more than appreciated, especially coming from me. Really though, I really just need directions. Would you be able to tell me exactly where I might find an establishment called the Bell and the Bauble?"
And he kind of looks at you really weird for a second. "Of course, sir. It is," and he kind of gives you directions. It's about a 10-minute-ish walk from where you are. It's remarkably close.
A 10-minute walk or a 10-minute palanquin?
Walk.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah, it really, really close.
All right. Ah, it's only that over there. All right. Thank you, my good sir. You've been most appreciated. And then Reggie's just going to turn around and just start walking in that direction.
And as you turn around, you watch him kind of hold his hand out, and as you go, you can hear him behind you, because you have better than average hearing. You can hear him saying a few things under his breath and going back to his little alcove, which is barely wide enough, like his shoulders almost scrape them.
Is he like human? Like, what is he?
He is he's an air genasi, so
Oh.
human-sized.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. Even though I could probably hear what he said, I'm just gonna ignore it, and I'm just gonna continue on my way. But it's a very leisurely pace. I'm taking in the sights.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm just gonna do that until I reach Bell and the Bauble.
Okay. So as you get into the Bell and the Bauble, itself, it is the first thing you notice about the Bell and the Bauble is just how kind of pristine everything is. Like they have fine china on all the tables. They all have these just brilliant like silver center pieces. There is a chandelier that is magically suspended in the air and kind of rotates in on itself. Like it's just everything about here is just extravagant. And as you're wandering around, you hear something, and it makes the hairs on the back of your neck just stand up instantly, and your heart stops for just the briefest moment. You hear a conversation that is just slightly louder than you would expect it to be for what the conversation is. And what you hear is, listen, you know how much I care about you. But if we're together, it's just too dangerous for you. I'm doing this to protect you. I wish I didn't have to go so soon. They're after me. And damn it all, if I could give you the money, I would, but now I need it. You know, I need to book passage on this ship, and if I don't do that, they're going to find me, and they'll find you. I've got to make a clean cut, but I swear to you, I'll be back.
Okay, I honestly don't know what you're doing here, Jody, but Nice Richie Restaurant, hearing a guy, and already this is Evan talking, not Reggie. Hearing a guy have this kind of conversation, and I'm willing to bet I'm already thinking this guy's some kind of scammer. But why am I specifically thinking of Bill Paxton's character from the Schwarzenegger movie True Lies?
Similar. No, the thing that made your hair stand up on end, you recognize the voice. As you hear the lines he's giving, you actually start mouthing the words as he says them, because you have heard this script so many times. It is an unbelievably effective con. But you're a little bit upset because you thought more would have moved on from this one, because it's an effective con, but it also means you kind of get rid of a city for a little while, because if you show up in that city again with someone as wealthy as this Mark is, they're going to know you're there. So it's one of those last cons you pull before you leave.
Okay.
And the name Moore should sound familiar to you.
It does.
Okay.
It terrifyingly does. So Reggie, recognizing that voice, he's gonna put on just a very casual kind of persona, just kind of scan the place for a moment, and as he's just giving the area a once over, he's just going to like look in the general direction of the voice just to see where the voice is coming from in his peripheral.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just going to reconfirm if it is indeed him.
Yep. As you look over, you can see he is really well dressed. He's wearing a travel cloak, but a very expensive travel cloak. Chiseled jawline, like smile that could reflect sunlight. Like just everything about him is appealing, which you know is not his standard look. He tends to be a little less obvious, but for certain cons, he dolls up. He washes up very nicely.
All right, good to know. I turn around and I exit the restaurant, and I'm heading back to the lift.
Okay.
I am not leisurely walking. I am power walking from the Bell and the Bauble. And unless you have any plans of like something happening while I'm doing this, I'm just gonna beeline straight to the lift, go back down to level 1, and I'm just gonna rejoin everyone at the ship.
Okay. As you kind of do your about face and you go, you instantly kind of run into someone, and you see it's kind of a younger kid. Again, immaculately dressed. He looks very much in place here. And as you hit him, he sprawls on the floor.
Oh,
And,
my lordy lord. Oh, my dear boy. I am terribly sorry. Are you all right?
what's your
And
passive
I-
perception?
My passive
Yes.
my passive perception is 13.
Okay. So as you knock him over, he goes, "I beg your pardon," and it's almost comical, just kind of how posh this kid is. It almost feels like you've taken a full-grown aristocrat and just shrunk them. And he goes, "I beg your pardon, sir. I cannot believe I have been assaulted by such a horribly dressed and disgusting person. I demand satisfaction right now." And he takes a glove out and he kind of swings it at you.
Can I just like pull my head back to like just
Nowhere
bob it?
near you. Like he swings it and you just like barely, you don't even feel the wind. "How dare you, sir? I am... Ah!" And he just, in this huge huff, and he just walks into the establishment. He goes right up to the host and goes, "You there! You will find me a place to where I can change it to something more appropriate, and you will contact my tailor immediately."
I love this guy. Yeah, Reggie just takes one look at him and goes, "I'll get over it." And I'm still trying to exit that restaurant. I want to get I'm leaving.
Okay. As you get on the lift again, you teleport back to there. Right as you are about to get into right as you're about to get to the ship, you realize your belt feels lighter than it was before. Your coin purse is gone.
Like the entire
Oh.
coin purse?
Yes.
Wait, my personal one or the the 50 gold was in that.
Fuck.
All money you had on you, your personal gold, and the additional kind of spending money you took with you is gone.
Which only was a grand total of 74 gold anyway. So you know what? I'll take the loss and I'm still walking away.
So you, within a couple seconds from realizing this, you're back on the ship. And you can hear the sound of hammers and other things. Every so often you hear, "Oh, a wise guy, eh?"
Reggie just walks onto the ship and he just slowly stops and he's just watching this scene like, what's all this?
Yeah, the Kenku are like on both the inside and the outside. The ship itself has actually been lifted slightly. Unbeknownst to you guys, this dock actually has the ability to be a dry dock as well, and so they actually have lifted the ship slightly out of the water and have drained some of the water away so that they can work on the ship.
Cool.
But the gangplank and everything still works. You can still get on the ship and everything, and you see these three Kenku. Not only are they doing repairs and that, but you see them keep kind of like blinking in and out of existence as they kind of move around the ship. The rest of you see Reggie come back.
Ah, welcome back.
Oh, right. Nice. What I miss?
They're doing repairs, and real quick, since you weren't gone that long, how do you feel about investing in the ship speed being upgraded?
Yes, very nice. Do what you can. And he's actually just going to walk past everyone through the door into the ship, go into his corner in the cargo hold. He is avoiding contact right now.
I'm not imagining things, right? He was supposed to gather intel about the place, and
Yeah. Something must have really spooked him.
or he really screwed up.
So,
That could be
Aoi,
okay.
Spigwick, or I, what would you guys like to do?
Okay. Well, it sounds like, are we, like, do we, like, it goes back to the kid. Well, I'm all for investing in the ship's speed. What do you feel, kid?
Did they say that it would be 800 if they paid now, or?
Yeah, it'd be 800.
Okay.
I'm gonna see about, half now, half later.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not, like, paid. I'm not forking over 800 gold all one total.
Yeah.
Hey, triplets!
What do you want?
Okay, we'll do the upgrade on the speed for 800.
1,000 gold?
800. It wasn't that long of a wait, and we're going to agree to it.
You're late.
How long was Reggie gone?
Couple hours at most.
Less than an hour. You were gone.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Like the conversation you had with them was like half an hour ago. He goes, "You're late. 1,000 gold. Final offer."
Have fun with the 10 gold repair.
Wait. 900 gold?
Have fun with the 10 gold repair.
Damn it. 800 gold. But you owe me. And the bird kind of slaps your hand with his wing.
We both know you could have gone lower. Shut up.
Bastard. And you watch all three of them leave.
How much more days is that going to add?
2 days.
4 days total? Or are we still at 2?
4. Bare minimum for a decent pan. I think I've killed. Right.
I should have figured he's going to start using this stuff to work in movie references. All right. I have an agreement. Half now, half later.
Sounds good.
All right. 400 now.
So they run off.
Okay, so now it's going from 2 days to 4 days.
I love this so much, Judy.
We do start doing more hook quotes. Why parents hate their children. Anyone? If I'm a maggot burger, why don't you just eat me? Sorry, that is my favorite movie. So
What movie is that?
That's Hook.
Hook.
Oh, Hook.
That particular scene was that I quoted was Tinkerbell was saying, "I'll train him and turn him into a real pan, and then you can have an actual fight." And so Hook goes, 2 days. She goes, 4, bare minimum for a decent pan. 3, an offer. Done. And you better prepare. Otherwise, no amount of singing will bring you back from where I sent you.
Nor mind clapping either.
There we go. Clapping, not singing. It's been a while since I've seen it. But, yeah. Brilliant movie. Then I can start doing Princess Bride quotes, because that one I did at one point have memorized from beginning to end.
Nice.
That's what happens when you don't have friends. So, Arai, as you kind of watch all this stuff, oh, sorry.
Went down the wrong tube.
Something did. Wow. Arai,
down
you've been
air.
kind of watching all this, and one thing you've noticed, you're familiar with ships in general. You notice no one has gone into the captain's quarters at all. Everyone has kind of gone to their own rooms and that, but thus far you have not seen anyone even approach the captain's quarters.
So who runs the ship?
We've
That's
been
dumb,
trying
Tim.
to. We've been trying to figure that out for a while. Our original captain had other priorities.
How do you get around?
How do you get around?
On ships with captains?
Does she know that, like, all ships are steered via magic in this world, right?
Yeah, but most, if not all, ships have a captain. Sometimes the captain and the pilot are the same person. Sometimes they're two different people. But it's actually kind of bad luck to sail without a captain.
Oh.
It's just like sailing on a ship without a name is considered bad luck. So is sailing without a captain. Like you generally have someone that is a captain, and that's how most of everything works. Like everyone expects you talk to the captain when the ship docks, or sometimes the captain will delegate that, but there's always a captain. So your situation is weird.
Yeah.
We can discuss that when we're ready to set sail.
Yeah, and when Reggie's ready to talk.
In the meantime, we still got hours and hours to take care of there. Hey kid, I know a place where we get some scrolls if you're interested in checking that out.
Yeah. That sounds like a good place to clear my head.
Maybe see if there's anything we can find out about certain places and locations.
Mm.
So I guess we'll head over to the I believe it was tier 2.
Mhm.
Because here's the funny thing. I think the name you gave Chax is the same name you gave me. For the I believe it was a centaur that runs the scroll shop. Esbiel Andante.
Yeah, there are multiple people that are named Esmiel. Like it's not an uncommon name.
Right.
But I actually, spelling wise, I believe the Esmiel that Arai knows is spelt with an I, if I remember correctly, and the one that you met is an E. So it's technically yours is Esmael, and hers is Esmiel. So Arai, you see Smegwick and Aoi just kind of, link arms and go, all Wizard of Oz. We're off to see the scrolls.
Well, we will shout to like Thomas and Reggie. Hey, we're gonna go buy some shit. Didn't hear anything.
Muted.
Yeah.
Damn it. Sorry. Yeah, there's no response coming from down below.
Oh,
You think
Or-
he's sulking?
I'm not sure.
Oh God, we're gonna have to come back later and talk about feelings.
So, Arai, you see them starting to wander off. What would you like to do?
I'm
Yes.
going to join them because an opportunity to explore the city.
The funny thing is, like, yeah, Smegwick also would have been like, hey, you coming along because you ain't freaking staying here.
All right.
No, just kidding. Pulls up the lawn chair.
It's like, I have lawn chair the things. You're poked in the back by the harpoon that's still in it.
Crexy is still moving that thing around.
Still can't decide
With
against
Arai
that.
in it.
Yeah. Now.
So, all three of you, all three of you head into the city proper. I just realized I didn't have that on repeat. No, I did. Why wasn't it playing music? I don't know. There we
It
go.
was just background chatter.
All three of you start heading into the city, and getting to Esmail's shop is not very difficult. As you wander in, the shop looks very, very different from the last time you were in here. The shelves themselves are mostly bare.
Frig.
Oh dear.
There's scuff marks and things on the ground where shelves have obviously been moved, and things like that. And you currently don't see anyone in the shop itself.
Nah, frig. Wow.
No answer.
Oh.
Kind of looks around like, hey, hello. He'll edge around the counter and see if anyone, like, if he sees anything or if he's, like, in the back.
Make me an investigation
Until-
check.
Until someone, like, he runs into someone or he just gets an answer. Investigation, you said?
Mm-hmm.
9. Awesome.
Yeah, you're not seeing anything. The place is almost deserted. Like I said, there's still a few things on shelves and that, so it's not like somebody packed up shop or anything like that. But most of the shelves don't have anywhere near the supplies that you saw before, and there's no one behind the counter. As you look back, there is a kind of an area behind the counter. There's a room back there, and that's where she made the stuff last time you were here. And you can kind of see in the door there is kind of cracked, and as you look in there, you can see it looks messy, but you have no idea because you didn't see into it before. You have no idea if that's the normal state or not.
I'm just going to do, like, a knock-knock to see if the door opens up, like, but on.
It's it's open. It's cracked open, so knocking on it does.
Yeah, he's doing the
move it open a
knock-knock thing to
little
see if it opens, like, he's trying to be polite at the same time trying to get the door open. He's feigning politeness, like,
Door opens.
again, if he hears a response.
You're immediately kind of assaulted with a really kind of strong, acrid smell. It kind of burns your nostrils for a second. Nothing.
Just
in
real
there.
quick, I'm going to look in there. Is there a body on the floor or something?
No body that you can
Okay.
see. It is again. It is a very strong kind of acidic smell in the room, mixed maybe with like a little bit of sulfur-ish. Like it's an unpleasant smell, but it's not like gag-inducing or anything. You see the room itself is larger than you expected it to be, larger than you think should be possible given the geometry of the architecture. So looking around, you're like, it's interesting. There's a bed in here. There's a workbench. There's various crystals and other things on the bench. You can see a bookshelf that has. It's hard to call them books. They look more like random bits of paper that have been bound together sometimes with other bits of paper stuck in them. But you don't see any sign of a person. And there's no windows in this room.
Okay, well, like me at least was like, well, we're leaving.
Oh.
Because if something bad happened here, I do not want us involved with it. I don't want us tied to it.
Okay.
Did her shop look like it was like... Because I remember you saying there wasn't like a name or anything posted or signage of this shop.
It was kind of a hole in the wall kind of thing. And again, the shop itself, one of the more impressive things about the shop was just it was a very small shop, but she used the space that she had really effectively. Like it was a very well planned space. And obviously, when you went into the back, there obviously has to be some sort of magic involved because the room that you went into is too large to exist. You should be out. You should be behind the shop. Once you go into this room, and you're not. It's a fully made room. So obviously, there's some sort of magic in place here. But yeah, like I said, there's just no one here.
Yeah. Smegg's gonna use his mage hand, touch the door. Since he didn't really touch it that much when he knocked it, mage hand slightly put the door back in place and like, okay, and we're going.
Okay. All right, Aoi, is there anything you guys want to do while you're here?
What kind of shop was this? Like, what's on the shelves?
The few things that remain on the shelves. This was an enchanting shop. Effectively, it sold enchanted items. It sold scrolls and other things like that. It was kind of your standard enchanting shop. So as you look around, you can see some arcane quality paper is there. You can see. You don't see any inks, which is another thing. Generally, in these shops, they will always have arcane paper and ink because those are the two most common things. And you have to have a very specific quality of paper and ink in order to make scrolls and write in wizard spellbooks and things like that. So you can see a little bit of the paper, not a lot, not enough for it to be profitable. Let's just say there. And there's no ink. You do see a single ink well that is tipped over and has no ink in it. And then other things, like you see a few scrolls that have most of a spell on it, but are missing key features. It's another kind of fairly common security thing where they can put scrolls up that are almost complete, and so people can see what scrolls they can get, but without the last final bits of the incantation, they're worthless. So
yeah, so it basically was like someone robbed the place.
Or they cleared out and left.
There's not a ton of signs of struggle that that you guys have seen. You see, again, some of the shelves have been moved, and there's scuff marks on the floor from that because they're big, heavy shelves. But you're not seeing the other kind of telltale signs of a robbery or anything like that. Like there's nothing broken in here. The shop itself hasn't been tossed or anything like that. It's just very empty for what a shop should be.
Maybe we should try again at another place.
Aoi, if you want to do your own investigation, or Arai, if you guys want to do an investigation, you're more than welcome to.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Okay. So as you kind of look around, and you are somewhat familiar with kind of arcane shops in general, because of your vocation and because of your family history. You've been in these before. When you were a kid, they were really, really boring. Like your parents would come in and be looking at things, and they'd have conversations that seemed to last 4 days. And you're just like, I don't want to be here.
As I grew up, and she started taking an interest in it and even partook in a summer job.
Yep. And so looking around, you kind of are putting things together. And as you look around, you do find a scorch mark that one of the shelves had been kind of moved so that it would cover it. And on another side, you can see the very bottom corner of one of the shelves has a sanguine-colored stain on it that is obviously dried, or a stain from blood that has been someone has attempted to clean up without something like prestidigitation or something.
So, something definitely happened here, guys. Should we just leave it be?
We were almost at the door. Smegwick's like, it's like taking one more step. Ah, frig. And he just turns around and he examines the spot that Allie pointed out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
obviously a blood stain. Again, with how like easy it is to learn the prestidigitation cantrip.
And if it was her, she would have known that because this is her place. It would have been too far of a stretch for her either know it or use a substitute to cast it.
Yeah, anyone that would clean up something like this intentionally would know to do that because blood remarkably difficult to get blood stains out. Not that I know anything about that, but
Does this look like it was a half-assed job?
It's weird that it wasn't prestidigitated. Like it has been cleaned as well as it can be without that. Like it's obvious that they used something acidic, maybe like lemon juice or something, to try and take some of the stain out, which just ended up discoloring the wood further. So you kind of have this weird kind of stained wood that has this like rust red color and then this kind of lighter areas. So obviously someone without magical ability tried to cook it cleaned up. And then the scorch mark itself, no one has moved the shelf to look at it, but obviously, I mean, it's obvious once you see the scorch mark, the shelf was moved to try and hide it, and it was just done poorly.
Yeah.
Yeah, help move the shelf. Let's see if there was a clue behind there. If they were trying to move it to hide it.
Okay.
All right, lift with the legs. Yeah, we're the two of the strongest people on the ship.
So you guys move it. Without
Arai
too much
goes over and helps.
Yeah, Arai.
Yeah.
As you watch it
Arai
both,
just
just like
picks it up.
yeah, and Arai just kind of like.
Surprised you actually did something. All right, cool.
So as you look, Aoi,
I did
you
two things. Thank you.
You recognize the mark immediately because you saw this scorch mark so many times in school. This is a scorch mark from a sword that is flaming. Generally made when someone casts a green flame blade.
Yeah.
You've seen this so many times, and it's blatant that someone thrust with a green flame blade. It was parried and it tracked along the floor. It is It happens so much in dueling practice and things like that, that you almost instinctively go to look for someone to prestidigitate it away because it's that ingrained in you.
Oh God. Someone was definitely here with the pre-done tent, I think.
Yeah, but the question is, what happened here?
I guess Arai, with what your father did, you would recognize a green flame blade scar as well.
I don't know how often Smegwick would have encountered that, if at all, like from
It is
training.
Because it's a blade singer cantrip. So in like again, Aoi went to school to be it, and Eldritch Knights will learn it as well. So she would have seen that, and without going to Arai's backstory, she would have seen that a lot. But if you haven't either been in school or been around like a blade singer or an Eldritch Knight or something like that, you may never have seen a green flame blade because it is a very specific kind of cantrip that only a very specific kind of spellcaster would use because it generally requires to use a relatively dexterous weapon and to be skilled with a blade, an actual blade, which most spellcasters don't use them. So I would say Smegwick, you would not be familiar enough with it to instantly recognize, oh, it's a green flame blade. It's a green flame blade card. I know the parry. Like both Aoi and Arai are looking at like, I know the parry they did. Like they're sitting there going, oh, yeah, it was a
Automatically do
downswing.
the arm motion.
Yeah, like you guys just think that was a downswing. That was position 7,
Yeah.
and then you follow it up with a riposte. Like you're like, This is a textbook thing that you've seen.
Was there anything more in the back? Because we didn't follow you back. Correct?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you guys follow back, but he did the thing. There's like, all right, close the door. Make sure it's locked. No one comes in and out.
Okay.
Make it really quick. I do not want to be blamed if anything bad happened here. Goes back in, opens the office there, gives it a more thorough look over since there. Since you said the first thing you did notice was an acrid smell. I'm guessing supplies themselves are just as not here as anywhere else. Like this is like the detritus of.
There are
leavings.
bits of spell components around. None. There's not enough for anyone to be able to cast a spell with anything in here. There's bits and pieces of spell components all around. And it's much dirtier back here than it is in the front.
But you said it didn't look like it was tossed over at all.
Not. It's hard to tell. It is a messy room.
Yeah.
Like, so if it was tossed, you're not sure how much worse it could look. But there's not anything that's screaming, "Oh, I've been robbed." Like, it is a naturally messy room. And looking around, like there's books that are sitting on the bed. The bed itself is not made. There are shelves everywhere, and some of them have like stacks of different things on them that are precariously placed. Other shelves are kind of more bare. Again, the bookshelf, if you can call it that, has all these weird notes and things that have been strung together in almost random locations. Like, it's just a really messy room. So it's possible somebody could have tossed it and nobody would have noticed.
This place has a weird design to it. The place overall. We shouldn't. We should be in an alley behind the place by now.
Yeah, Arai, as you step through the door, you would have your kind of natural ability to face step would have kind of hinted at you have just entered what feels like an extra-dimensional space.
Whoa.
Which is probably evident by the size.
It's bigger on the inside.
Dang.
I don't know if anything that's stated, but he definitely would have liked this warped type of geography to the shop. But Smegma has noticed that this is a weird spatial thing, but yes, so either it's been messed with or not. Someone definitely has been back here. Yeah, Smegma Chameleon, he's gonna start knocking on walls. He's like, wonder how.
Okay.
If anyone did cut and run.
I'm gonna do something that you're not gonna like. Make an investigation check.
I roll third 9. I'm gonna bet third 9.
If you can get a third 9, I'm gonna count that as a critical success. Like, that's gonna. That would be
on you.
There we go.
Count breaking time. 21 total.
21. So as you're kind of going around, you Arai, you see this goblin just kind of walking around. He'll get on something. You see him moves to another place. And after doing that for about 5 minutes, you eventually get to a. And there seems to be space behind one of the walls. And as you kind of knock around, the space itself is about like a foot and a half square. Bit of wall seems to be hollow, and the rest of it is not.
I do not have detect magic. That was one of the things I was hoping to get.
What do you guys want to do?
Either one of you?
Oh, no, definitely not.
Okay. Take a step out.
Oh. Actually.
Never mind.
Hey, sorry, ignore me.
All right.
I thought I was muted.
Both of you may want to take a step out. I'm gonna see if this is. I'll investigate to see if it's trapped first.
Okay.
Again, this would be an investigation to check. I'll give you advantage because you know exactly where to look.
2 9s. Watch it. Thanks for the advantage. Although it was the second die, so 17, 22.
22. You don't see how it could be trapped. You don't see an opening. There is no seam. It is just a wall. So if there was a trap, you don't know how it could have been triggered or anything. It is just a solid wall.
Well, it's possible it's magical, so wish me luck. And I'm gonna like see if it's like a press move like
Okay.
that, or if there's like a trigger.
As you
Release.
press on it, it's very wall-like. As you look around, there's no latches, there's no levers, there's nothing. It seems to just be a wall.
Oh, there's not like a line or anything like that.
Nothing. The only reason you know the area is you knocked. And there is an area where it is hollow behind this wall. But there's no seams in the wall, there's no break in it. It is just a wall.
So, with my... So I want Arai to go over and take a look as well, and I'm thinking with my history, I might be able to find more.
Sure. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
19.
19. It is a wall.
Oh.
It's remarkably
wall-like.
wall-like. You think, given the right situation, it could probably like hold up a room, maybe stop someone from like seeing out of a room.
Oh, interesting.
If you
You know
put
what-
four of them together with maybe
Yeah.
like a hole in one with like a movable part in it, you could even create like a little space that you could be in alone.
You know what? I like the idea of putting a hole in one. Takes out handouts.
Okay.
Is it possible? I am like, well, before we go making a worse crime scene, if it is there, like, there is one thing I want to see. I know you're investigating to see if it's tried. It is possible this is magically hidden. Or she maybe, quite possibly, did something to the wall and then mended it shut. Does it look like that could have been something that was done to it? Because I know with mending it would have looked like it was repaired.
There, theoretically, if somebody had used a mending cantrip, there, especially if it was done a while ago, there would be no indication that it was done.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the mending cantrip.
So I will. So obviously, so I think Smeckwick would know that. But if it was simply just well crafted and well hidden, there is a way to see
At
if
this
it was.
point, with
Yeah.
how many people that have looked it over, this would have to be, at least from your experience, this would have to be the best hidden wall panel or whatever you had ever heard of, much less seen. Like, you've had two people that are
Yeah.
fairly knowledgeable looking at this, and there is nothing there. So
Okay.
you can be fairly certain that this is not a hidden panel or something like that. It is a wall. Unfortunately, none of you in your backstory would be familiar with this particular practice, so the one person that might be familiar with it isn't here, unfortunately.
Always how it goes. Always how
I
it goes.
I was because the one thing I was going to do is press because if depending on how well it's hidden, but I feel like if I do this, it's just like you're just going to. One more other thing, I was going to say prestidigitation can do actually two things in regards to this. It's both cleaning and soiling. I was actually going to do prestidigitation to see if any cracks appeared.
Oh, sure, yeah. You're welcome to do that, and as you kind of dirty it and put whatever kind of grime and muck you want on it, it is still a wall. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't, even if you put in oil on it, dirt,
Yeah.
Whatever you want. There are no seams whatsoever.
Okay, so fine silt. I was just gonna do like that kind of thing, but it was like I'll do
No, it's
prestidigitation.
a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
And it is a wall. It's a well constructed wall. Like this isn't shoddy workmanship, definitely. So, Arai, you have been stopped from your hand axe so he could spew dirt on the wall. You watch him just sit there, and he casts a spell, and you just see kind of this fine kind of dirt just
Fine
shoot out of his
silts,
hand as
like-
he's going.
Well, then I
And it's
and then I do
starting
the, then I
to
do
collect
the
on the ground for a second, and
but then I
he
do
goes,
prestidigitation
and he
climb
blows
back
it a
up.
little bit, and
Familiar with that.
Prestidigitation back on. All right.
So are we breaking?
I don't know. I don't think we should, because at that point we're making it worse.
True. But there's something here. Aren't you curious?
How good of a chop do you think you can do in there? Like, do you think you could like actually cut in there clean, or do you think you're gonna hack this thing to bits?
It's a stone wall, correct?
it is.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was wood.
It's wood.
Oh, is it wood?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well crafted wood, but it's wood.
Yeah, me knocking on stone would be a very different sound. I would.
Yeah.
Well, I can't make
I mean,
a
it could
stone
be. It
sound.
could be thinner.
Like that's not my mouth doesn't work that way. So what do you guys want to do?
How good of a cut do you think you can do?
You can break the wall next to it and see what's behind it.
Again, the job. Let's treat this like, okay, let's say hypothetically if we did do this, if we made this kind of a mess, it would actually make it look worse for us if we made the job look really, really sloppy. Do you think you could like do a clean chop into this to get to whatever's behind there?
Yes.
I want to roll insight on you so bad.
Well, but kind of backstory stuff. Like, I have experience
I'm gonna go with
finding
like
hidden things.
because if you
Getting
can
into
do
places I shouldn't be.
because if you can do the thing, I might be able to actually repair it back up.
Do the thing of destroying it.
Getting
All
back
right.
in there, and then I can mend it.
Do we want to attack it in the front? Do we want to do the side to see if we can? But
You
Why
can't
would you
get to the side. You can
Yeah.
you can only get to the front. It's a wall.
well,
Yeah, it's not a
I
column.
mean, no, I mean to the spot on the wall,
Mm-hmm.
attacking to the side.
It's up to you. You just gotta tell me
Well-
what you want to do.
The problem with that, I think I understand what you're saying. This is
Okay.
an extra. From what I understand, that you might get more is that this is an extra dimensional space. So I feel like maybe the front is the only access we might have.
All right,
You know what I'm saying?
It's
Because
not
if we're
where
like, yeah,
it's not where I was going with it, but it's okay.
yeah.
No,
I
no,
get
no.
what you're saying. Somebody do something though.
All right, cool. I'm whacking it.
Okay.
Not crap.
Make the attack roll.
Okay.
It's non-moving, so you can have advantage.
Thank you. What do I press?
We'll consider it restrained.
Okay. Yes. Oh wait, hold on.
I thought this was going to be
which
the
one did I
fast
press
part.
First. 16.
You introduced a crime scene. Why would you think?
No, I thought the attack roll was going to be the fast part. Yeah, you have no problem. You chunk, and as your axe hits it, having hit many walls before, your axe goes much further than you think it should, and it embeds all the way up to the hilt of the axe. And as you pull it out, you can see there's a space behind it. Taking a couple minutes, you can kind of hack out this little bit of wall, but behind it is just a little alcove. And sitting in the alcove is a small ruby. There is a sack, and there is a little stack of papers.
Okay, so if Smegwood can see that, I'm guessing he can like. Because I've tried this once before, and I really got a problem with it with a book. He's gonna try Mage Hand. To grab what he can. Like if they have to go one at a time, he'll actually grab the papers first.
Okay, so you get the papers out. One of them is a birth certificate. There's some other they're identity documents, effectively. As you look through them, there are 3 different people. Full sets of identity documents for 3 different people.
Are they all the same person? Because like if the documents usually
they're
have
all
like say like
very similar ages, and the description of the person in there, because they don't have like photos. Description of the person is the same person. Like the description is they're described differently, but they all describe the same person. Does that make sense?
Does it describe the same person as what as Emil? The person I believe
no.
I believe you described him as okay.
These are all female, but none of them are centaurs. Yeah, one of them is described as a water genasi. One of them is described as a high elf, and one is described as a human. But they all have the same effective facial features and things like that, aside from slightly different skin color. But they all effectively describe the same looking person. Same eye color, same hairstyle, just some of them have pointy ears, and some of them are wet all the time.
Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Going for the bag, and going for the ruby next. If it the order
so
matters.
The bag is heavy, almost to the limit of what your mage hand can handle.
10 pounds, really?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
As you open it up, you see coinage and a bunch of kind of chunks of some very heavy metal that are jagged. They look like they're broken off of something larger.
Oh, this is going to be taken.
And then as your mage hand goes for the ruby, it fizzles out.
Okay, that might have been a warning signal.
If you let Aoi look at the stuff in the bag, Aoi, you would recognize adamantine bits. These are pieces of, as far as you can tell, these are pieces of either adamantine armor or an adamantine shield.
Oh, wow.
Which is not expensive. Like the chunks themselves alone are still valuable, though obviously a shield or a set of armor would be significantly more valuable.
God, that is weird. Who would show up a perfectly good set of adamantine armor?
Adamantine. Oh, what the hell? Okay. Do I have a sense of what the hell just happened with that fizzling out ruby? Was that like a warning signal thing? Alarm?
It means there's something magical about the ruby, but without examining it, you can't tell what it is. Whatever happened when you touched the ruby was activated by touch, and some sort of magical effect made your mage hand disappear.
Oh, maybe my mage hand disappeared.
Oh, the mage hand.
I thought
No,
the ruby's
ruby's still there. The mage hand fizzled out.
Oh, I thought the ruby disappeared. Okay. Okay, like, Smeggy, like, okay.
I got it.
I'm like,
grab it.
I would.
Arai is gone.
Oh.
And that is where we will end it for tonight.
I have a familiar.
As As always, if you missed any of this, I do upload all these to my YouTube channels, youtube.com/TrainerJody. Otherwise, again, that's all for me today. I'll see you guys in the next time. All right? Bye-bye.